Hello, everyone. Welcome to a chat with Beyond Type 2. I'm Tiara, and I'm the Senior Project Manager at Beyond Type 2. Beyond Type 2 is an amazing resource website for people impacted by type 2 diabetes. We share resources on topics such as exercise, mental health, medications, including insulin, and also share personal stories. And today I'm joined by an amazing guest and one of our best type 2 advocates, someone who we've talked to before, Prince Blue. Prince is someone who has experienced just an incredible journey with his type 2 diabetes, and we're honored to have him back on. Last time we had him on, we talked about how his experience with Omnipod helped him reduce his A1C by nearly 10%. And today we're following up with Prince just to see where he's at and how life has been going for him so far. Hey, Prince, thanks for joining us again.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here again.
Awesome. So, Prince, just for people who aren't familiar with you, could you give them a brief rundown of your type 2 journey in the beginning?
Diagnosed with type 2 in 2016 with the A1C of 14. Um, uh, High blood sugar, hypertension, blurred vision, lethargic, tired, either constantly hungry, losing weight, while still eating dangerous size proportions. I ran the gamut of all the symptoms you could have as a type 2. I had them.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
And when you and I first connected, we talked a lot about your experiences with insulin and how your doctor introduced you to that. And could you tell the audience about your experience with that and your fear of needles? And
Well, I started off with the pen, giving myself insulin shots, and I'm a huge needle phobe, so I wouldn't do it. And I would come see the doctor, and she'll see that my levels aren't getting any better. And one thing about it, I was always upfront with my doctor. I said I'm a huge needle phobe. I have an issue with uh giving myself insulin. So behind her there was a Omnipod brochure, and I was like, I want that. What is that? It says Bluetooth. That means phone. And she was like, oh, that's the new Omnipod where it's around the clock insulin pump, wireless insulin pump. I said I want it. And she did all the insurance stuff, and I was a prime candidate, and it's been a partnership in heaven ever since then.
wow. And you also were on the Omnipod Dash. And we know the Omnipod Dash. I think I have mine right here. I'm also an Omnipod user. So I have my PDM right here. And we know that this thing it can help you calculate your food and help you understand like how much insulin you need. Can How did that help you kind of change your perspective on your type 2 diabetes?
Oh, it was huge because it helped me know what how much insulin I should be getting or giving myself, and it helped me. It's so easy because the database, you put in what you're eating, you find it, you put in that amount, it does all the calculations, and boom, you're done. So that's the best thing about it. Technology, I mean, it's not going anywhere, and um I think it's just the best marriage when it comes to handling your type 2 diabetes, especially with the younger generation. Older generation probably not so much, but the younger generation, those that are kind of tech savvy, and the thing about the Omnipod is it's very easy to use. It's very simple. It's hands on, but it's hands off as well, because you can calculate everything to be done before you even pick up your dash. So that's the best part about it.
Yes. And let's talk about your weight loss success. So you tagged us on Twitter, and we've been keeping up with you over the last year or so. And you have just experienced just enormous success over the last year. Let's get into that. What was your weight a year ago, and where are you now? Could you tell the audience?
My weight a year ago, I was 310 pounds. Fast forward to January, I decided to really, really buckle down and exercise, portion control, insulin control, everything that I needed to do. And just I think last week I had to weigh myself. I was 265 pounds. So I went from 310 to 265 pounds since January.
Wow. And how has your A1C been impacted by everything you've been doing?
My A1C is now a 5.8. So I went from a 14 in 2016 to now 5.8
That's awesome.
A1C.
That's amazing, Prince. And when you talk about that you have to buckle down and do what you need to do, can you take us like through what a typical day for you was like when you were going through those changes?
Um, I will wake up, take my daughter to school, and I will go to the gym because I'm already outside, and I will go to the gym. And the best thing I would say I did was I just didn't complicate things. You go to the gym, do something, and I look up a exercise routine online, bring it to me to the gym, and I would just do that almost every day. So I would work out probably 5 days out of 7, and I would just grind and just slow. And
Mm,
it was some days that I didn't want to do it, or the scale wasn't working. I felt like the scale wasn't working, but I know changes was happening because my levels and my energy level was going up. And believe it or not, my appetite changed as well. So it was just that was my day. Wake up, take the kids to school, go to the gym, come back home, and then the rest of the day is diet. That was most important thing. Fighting with myself with diet, and just I didn't say cut anything out. No, let me scratch that. Diet is a bad word. Lifestyle changes, because I didn't stop eating pizza. I didn't stop eating cookies. I didn't stop eating chips. It was just less of it. So
mm.
that's what my day's been consistent of ever since I started to buckle down in January.
Wow. Oh, that's Prince. That is so awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.
And so what other you said that your appetite was changing. Like what other things did you eat? Did you have to add in some extra stuff?
Believe it or not, no, I just whatever I was eating before that got me diagnosed with type 2, I just did less of it. Less hamburgers, less fried foods. My best kept secret is kids meals. Like I eat kids meals now. Like if I go to McDonald's or something with my kids, like they're vegetarians, so she's always like, "Here, Daddy, here's my chicken nuggets," and that's what I would eat. Or if I'm getting a kids meal on my own, that's you'd be surprised how much portion size really works when you just focus on just ordering with your stomach and not with your eyes. And that's what I've just been doing. Like I said, I haven't stopped eating anything that I was eating when I got diagnosed with type 2. Less, it's just less of it and more of the good stuff. I've become a fan of bananas, apples, cucumber salad. I just try to mix in as much good stuff as I can. Like I said, I didn't want to overcomplicate it
Yeah.
because that's when you get discouraged and you feel like you're failing. And I just didn't want that feeling. So I just took it one day at a time.
That's super empowering. And that's also, important for just overall type 2 management or any kind of like healthy lifestyle change. Um, you don't want to overcomplicate things for the reasons that you said. And also I like how you pointed out that you didn't have to give up anything. And I think for people with type 2 diabetes, there's always this notion that you have to give up all of your favorite things, but you just said like it's the portion sizes. And I know on our website Beyond Type 2, one of the in a few of our articles we mentioned that one of the easiest things that you can do is cut the portion sizes. And that keeps you, you know that you're making a really big change, but you don't feel like you have to give up so many things that you enjoy.
Like, and it really, it's like, for example, I like to give this example a lot. Like, instead of getting like a Big Mac meal, I would get a cheeseburger kids meal, and I would tell them, "Can you add Big Mac sauce?" There's the Big Mac right there. It's not an extra patty. It's not an extra slice of bread. It's not a larger fry. I'm getting the same thing, and I'm full afterwards.
Right.
I've been stopped drinking soda and juice. Like I don't do. I've changed my whole palate. Now if I drink soda, it's diet. You can't tell me the difference anymore. Like if somebody like say, "Hey man, how can you drink diet soda?" I'd be like, "Easy." I mean,
Yep.
once your palate's changed, that's it. And you'd be surprised how many calories and sugar I was drinking when I would drink regular soda. Like, there's your meal right there, and that leaves more room for something else, another treat. So that's you just gotta. I just try my best to balance it out and always know that just because when you're not doing something here, that leaves you room for something here. So that
Mhm.
was the best part about it.
Yes. And so how was your insulin usage changing? Like did you find that you were using more or less insulin? How were your glucose levels changing overall?
um I went from always getting beeps from my dash or from my Dexcom telling me, "Hey, you're too high, you're too high, too high," to I knew something was wrong. Well, not wrong, but something had to be changed because my wife gets the alerts as well.
Mhm.
So she'll be like, "Hey, it's saying you're in the 60s. You got to wake up. You got to eat something. You got to do this. You got to do that." And I was like, "What's going on? Why am I consistently in the 60s, 70s? I'm low. I'm low. I'm low." And then I went to my endocrinologist and she was like, "You're low because," she was like, "You don't need any more insulin." She was like, I'm I'm gonna take you off of insulin and see how that works." And since then I haven't been back. I haven't been back. Like Omnipod was actually doing its job too well. It was giving me too much insulin because I was constantly low, and it just went to the point to where I didn't have to do any calculations anymore because I managed my insulin so well, and with that and Omnipod giving me the proper dosage, my glucose levels were finally where they needed to be. So it was bittersweet, but Omnipod actually did its job. Like, it's not just a saying where they were like, "We hope to reverse or put you in remission," or the thing is for you not to use insulin anymore. Like, it legit happened. Like, I've heard of people say, "I don't have to take insulin anymore." I was like, "Yeah, whatever," but I'm living proof. Like, I don't have to do insulin anymore. I have to always carry around a pen just in case, but
Right.
I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to wear it like all the time.
Right,
That's wow.
right.
And what was that moment like for you when your doctor said that?
It was kind of shock at first because I was like, "So you're telling me since 2016 I've been taking insulin almost every day. So now you're telling me you don't want me to take insulin?" And she was like, "Yeah," because she was like, "You did what you were supposed to do. This has always been the game plan. This has always been the end game for you to not have to take insulin." So she was like, "This is a good thing." I guess it was more shock than anything because you see the success stories, but you don't think it's ever going to be you. And the fact that it was me, and it was a shock to the system, a
Yeah.
good shock.
So Prince, that's I mean, that's awesome. So like could you talk about or give some words of inspiration to people who are on Omnipod or on insulin, but may not be able to get off of it, but how they can still find success in your story.
You can find success. You have to have short-term goals. Have to have short-term goals like I did. Instead of me totally focusing on weight loss and things like that, I focused on little wins like, okay, I just want my A1C to be better every time I see my endocrinologist.
Mm,
If it's going down, that's a win. I don't care if it's point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.3, point whatever it is. Long as it's going down, that's a win.
Yes.
Don't get discouraged. Don't put it in your head, oh, I want to have an A1C of a 5. I started at a 14 in 2016. It's 2021. I'm just to a 5.8. It takes time and it's okay. Small wins. So I would tell people out there, Omnipod is a wonderful tool. Insulin is a wonderful tool and it's there to help you. But think about this. You want to build your whole program around the Omnipod. Like you want to use the Omnipod, you want to use the insulin, but you also want to work out. You also want to control your portion size. You want to do everything in your power to make it all work because it's all a family, and families work better together. So you can't just think, okay, I'm on Omnipod and that's the end of it. No, you have to do other stuff. So, and it's little steps. You don't have to run marathons, work out for 3 hours a day. Just do something.
So
Be better than yesterday. That is the most important thing I could tell people. And listen, I messed up along the way plenty of times. If you felt like you ate something and you feel like, why did I eat that? Hey, it's okay. Tomorrow, be better. That's
yes,
it. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad 2 days, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year.
right,
Just get
right.
back on the horse and do it again. And I promise you, it'll get better.
Wow. And those everything you're just saying, they aren't just like lessons for people with diabetes. Those are life lessons. Like those are just everyday life lessons for people who want to just improve step by step. And I love that you said it's all about the small steps and the small wins. And I think that sometimes when we go get our A1C and we feel like we've done all this work, so we're expecting maybe like a big drop, but we may not get a big drop, but it still matters because all of those small things add up over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still a success. No
Yes.
matter what, it's all success. And if your A1C doesn't drop and you're like, but I've been working out more. That's a win. You've been working out more. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. Trust me. So just keep going.
Keep going, trust the process, and know that
That's
and
it.
know that you're doing your own work. I think, Prince, like, it is so great to hear you. I mean, you sound so confident and so empowered, and you are definitely a success story. And do you think it's important for people to find or to try to be their own success story? Because I think sometimes we're always looking to someone else to give us permission to be our own success story or to be a success, but I feel like sometimes we are our own success story.
Be your own validation. Because believe it or not, I mean, let's be honest, some people out in the world, they just don't like seeing other people succeed. So if you're going to you're going to let a person like that uh, have power over your success, then you're going to fail. Be your own validation. Like, I didn't lose, like, I didn't know I'm not where I ultimately want to be, but I'm far beyond where I was in 2016. That matters. That's the most important thing. And I don't need somebody to say, hey, well, you should have lost more by now. Like, no, I've lost what I was supposed to lose and what was for me.
Yeah.
That's for me. Like, yeah, you see all the other people that lost like 100 pounds in 6 months or whatever. That's good for them. That's
Mhm.
their success. That's their validation. What is yours? Is it eating more fruit? Is it stop drinking sodas? Is it stop smoking? Is it less insulin? Is your carb count lower? Those are the wins. That's your validation. Be your own validation.
Wow. I think that's a great note to end on. That is definitely empowering for me, and I hope everyone else feels the same way. Just some key takeaways from today's talk. Prince has just done small things like just getting up and going to the gym and slashing portion sizes, and it's helped him. They actually help Omnipod do its job, as he said too well. And now he's only like carrying an insulin pen and is no longer a potter. But his A1C has dropped, his weight has dropped, he feels better. Other takeaways: insulin is good for you. So if you're someone who is watching this and you are on insulin, you feel stigmatized or ashamed, I hope this conversation helps you realize that there's nothing to be ashamed of. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Like insulin, as Prince said, insulin is there to help you reach your diabetes goals. Prince, any other final takeaways? I know you said be your own validation, be your own success. Any last words?
Just wear your pod with pride. Wear your insulin with pride. Just know that, you know, I can't tell you how many times people have walked up to me. What is that? Is that an insulin pod? Oh
Hmm.
man, how do you like it in that spot? Is it good there? I have a daughter, I have a niece, or I wear it. Like, just be proud. Potters, we're family. It really is a community. And um just know that insulin it's not the end all be all. It's a tool to help you get to where you need to be. Like it's what you need. And just take it in stride, work better to not have insulin control your life, but be a part of your life and be a successful part of your life. And that's it. You'll be good to go.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Prince, for joining me today. And thank you everyone for watching our conversation. There are links in the description to Prince's story that we first ran, as well as our video conversation from last year, as well as resources for insulin pumps and insulin overall for people with type 2 diabetes. Please visit beyondtype2.org for more information on how to live your best life with type 2. And we will see you next time.